It's round 4 of the 2021 May Classic Scythe tournament. Let me set the stage for you. There are 4 qualifying rounds, 3 of which have already been played. The top 10 players move on. The top 2 players go straight to the final round, while the next 8 players play 2 games of 4, the winners of which will join the top 2 players in the final round for a chance to win it all. I won my first 2 games. I came in second place in my third game. So in this final qualifying round, I have to get first place or second place to move on to the final. Sit back, relax. I hope you enjoy. Oh, and by the way, there's a link down in the description if you want to skip the bidding process and go straight to the actual gameplay. Thanks again. So these are the combinations that we are working with. It's tier list time. Got Polania Innovative is S, Rustviet Engineering is S, Nordic Industrial is A, Gawa Patriotic is C, and I'm going first here, and I'm not even sure what I want. Start with Polania Innovative and just see how this goes. Zoom out real quick. My camera's not covering part of it. Bidding wise, this may take a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. Expect Gawa Patriotic to be taken last. But we got to think this through a little bit. Nordic Industrial is probably the most RNG dependent one because that factory card is going to affect your game. Polania Innovative and Nordic Industrial probably have the potential to get out on the board the fastest, with Rustviet Engineering not far behind. Gawa Patriotic is going to make the most coin, and if the game goes especially long, then the Gawa Patriotic is going to, with a low bid, be in a good position. Rustviet Engineering is going to be low power, but with People's Army, it's going to be hard to take combats off of them. Nordic Industrial will probably be low power, but with artillery, it may be difficult to take combats off them. Gawa Patriotic will have traps and be high power. So between high power, Ronin, and traps, it will be potentially hard to get combats off of Gawa. I still like Polania Innovative. I think the best. Part of the reason I went with it, though, is because I know it's not going for 0. There's no way this becomes a straight-up game, in my opinion. But I think Polania and Innovative and Rustviet as the S tiers are in the best position here. I think Nordic and Gawa Patriotic are after that. I mean, the question with Nordic is how fast you can end the game. And you get those combats that you need off probably Polania, as it's a little harder for Nordic to reach Rustviet, and by the time Rustviet exits the base, there's a good chance they already have People's Army. Oh wow. Let's stay on Polania Innovative at 2 coins ahead of Rustviet. Like I said, it's still going to be a while before someone takes Gawa Patriotic. And I kind of go back and forth from Rustviet to Polania. One of my strategies this tournament that's panned out for me so far is I've been trying to take combinations that have the potential to end the game themselves. Gawa Patriotic is not in control of when the game ends with combinations this fast on the board. They have to stall the game out, create lots of coin, take some territory. The Gawa Patriotic's not going to get into tier 2. They start with 2 popularity, and they're just not going to get there in all likelihood. They're not going to build, etc. So let's stick with go to Rustfield Engineering at 3. I kind of want to stay on Polania Innovative or Rustfield Engineering, and I want to get one of those. Dur on Nordic Industrial is scary. Gotta be honest there. And that might be a reason to not take Polania Innovative. Maybe all over Polania Innovative early. I love the combination. And with a good encounter, you can just get so much done so quickly. Real question is, who likes Tagawa Patriotic? And how quickly does it get snapped up? Back to Rustfield Engineering at 5. The scary thing about Rustfield Engineering is if it doesn't leave the base until round 12 or 13 and the game is over because either Nordic or Polania got combats off each other and ended, that's a little terrifying as a result. So I'd really kind of like to be on Polania Innovative. Someone's going to take Tagawa. It just may take a little while. And I don't think it's going to be me. I mean, I'm trying to think. Oh, there goes my camera. Gotta lock the shutter. That won't happen again. Polania Innovative is highly dependent on that first encounter. Nordic Industrial is dependent on that factory card. Tagawa Patriotic is dependent upon a long game, and Rustfield Engineering needs a mid-length game. Dur loves Tagawa Patriotic, but I don't think he goes to them that early, this early, especially with Nordic Industrial sitting at only 3 coins. This is a really good game, though, to bid on. There's not, I mean, even Tagawa Patriotic, which is, I think, definitely the 4th strongest combo on the board, is not a runaway underdog here, especially with a decent buffer. So let's think about Polania and what encounters are available for it. Obviously, the home base. Nordic's encounter is not available. Rustfield's encounter is not available. Tagawa's encounter is not available. That leaves Crimea, which is kind of hard to get to. Saxony, which is kind of hard to get to. There's the possibility of getting the ones up in Albion's base. The Nordic's going to be in that area, so that might be difficult. So 3 to 5. Stay on Polania. So far, the bid room slightly prefers Rustfield Engineering to Polania Innovative. I'm not sure that's right, to be honest. I mean, these are good players. They may make getting combats with the Innovative board difficult. So that's definitely something to think about on both the Polania Innovative side and the Nordic Industrial side. Rustfield Engineering is going to be somewhat vulnerable to repetitive attacks. But Polania Innovative and Nordic Industrial can get a lot of spread early, which I think is going to be key in this game. Gamer giving this some thought. Be surprised if this ended at this point. These combinations are strong enough. It's just not time to go to Tagawa yet. I kind of like where I'm at. Only 3 above Nordic Industrial, 2 under Rusviet Engineering, and only 8 above Tagawa Patriotic. I wouldn't mind if the bidding ended at this point. My goal for this game is to get first, obviously, or I would also be very happy with second. I don't want to get third. So Tagawa can be a solid second pick because Patriotic makes a lot of coin, but at the same time, it may suffer territory-wise. And if it does, you just can't control when the game ends. In a fast game, if you don't ramp up quick enough, you could find yourself in last very easily. I mean, I think Nordic Industrial has to be 8 to 10 before we start thinking about Tagawa Patriotic. I've got strategies that I like to play for all these combinations. It's just a matter of what the best price is. Hasn't been my turn in 5 bids, which is fine. I like watching the bids as opposed to bidding. Sometimes though, when you get outbid every turn, it's a sign that you're taking the best value on the board every turn. Gamer gets taking his time with these. Oh, he bumps me off Polania. I didn't really want to see happen. Not time to go to Tagawa yet. It's 3 above. Problem with Rusty Engineering is these players are too good for me to play a slow strategy, in my opinion. And a fast strategy is going to top out about 50 coins. So you're talking about 39 after bids in about 14 turns, and I just don't think that's going to compete well with Polania Innovative and Nordic Industrial. So 3 coins below Polania Innovative is not good enough for Nordic Industrial, so I'm going to stay on Polania. I don't like that it's 2 coins more expensive than it was a minute ago and 5 above Nordic Industrial. But it's just, I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. If someone goes 11 on Polania Innovative, I think I'm going 6 on Nordic Industrial. It's so hard though. It's depending on what that factory card is. And who wins the race to the factory. Let's see, Polania without a good encounter can get there in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nordic Industrial can get there in 7 and they go first. Yeah, Polania Innovative goes last here. I keep forgetting about that. Go Nordic Industrial. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is where the bids are starting to just kind of get where I think they all should be. And I'm not thrilled about that. They're on Nordic Industrial scares me, and I think Polania Innovative is an easy target for them. Oh, gee. Polania, my love, my favorite faction. Don't let me down. Polania goes 13. I'm going back to Nordic Industrial for 8. Oh, there it is. Gamer Good took Tagawa. All right, guys, we need first or we need second? Get these bids on screen. And Dur ended up on Nordic. Which is not exciting to me. He's a very good Nordic Industrial player. And I think you could argue that he's actually defined the meta for that combination. Or at least moved it forward dramatically. All right. Bids on the screen. Bidding app down. Where's the game? Someone will make the game here in a second. Or maybe we should create the game. Need a good encounter to beat Nordic to the factory. A good factory card would be absolutely key here. All right. Got 3 people in here. Ready up. Let's hope for a good objective here. Game becomes a lot harder if there's not a doable objective. If there's not, the chance of ending is low, which means popularity factory card would be really good. Bouncing between encounters and getting into tier 2 or tier 3 would be really good. And trying to get enough coins and points and territories that second place becomes doable. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Human Shield and Woodland Advantage, both doable. I like this. I like my objectives. I go last, which I knew, which is too bad. I'd be lying to you guys if I said I wasn't nervous. There's a lot of good players in this game, and a good finish here means a trip straight to the finals without having to go through semifinals. Thinking Derp will probably move a worker to the mountain and to the village. You can try to go straight for the factory card and get an enlist/build factory card. He also has a opening he likes to do where he goes for buildings early and sets himself up for a more flexible, safer game, which he may do. See what Tagawa does here. Think of all these players. Tagawa is an excellent player and has done really well in this tournament, but I think has the least experience in this game. So it could be why he's taking a little bit more time to get to his turn. Okay. I'm gonna bring the character and a worker out. Next turn is a trade for metal. I'd love to see an upgrade or oil or metal or even food would be great off the encounter. I'm basically looking for anything but wood. If I get a wood and popularity encounter, I may be in for a world of hurt. Nordic's looking like they can't get to the factory in less than 8 turns. So if I get anything that speeds up my game to 7 turns, even by 1 round, I think I can beat Nordic to the factory. But a wood and popularity encounter would not do that. The fastest way to get to the factory as Nordic is to move the character out, the village worker over here, trade for metal, then move again, then produce the first mech, trade for metal, produce the second mech. That way the character's already on the encounter and the first move off the village can be accompanied by a move to the factory. That's the fastest way to the factory. Derp is not taking that opening, so I think he's looking at turn 8. Which I'm happy to see. Will not be happy to see a quick artillery and him bombarding me with combats, which may happen if I don't get a good encounter. Let's trade for metal, set ourselves up for an 8-turn factory, worst case scenario. One thing he also may do that I didn't think about during the bidding is block that lake. Be difficult to deal with. Rustviet going with a pretty solid, pretty typical opening. Speed mech on turn 3. Going to go down to this tundra in all likelihood, put a worker on this metal and start setting up produces into upgrades, and then eventually get those mechs out as well. The Gawa going for the double enlist start. Here's our moment of truth, guys. This is good. We just got 6 metal. All right. We'll take it. We have to watch Nordic though. He's going to be coming for us. See what this encounter is. Gonna take the enlist. Could have just taken the 2 metal and the recruit, honestly. 3 coins is kind of low. It's kind of expensive for that recruit, especially since we're probably going to be moving enough. We got an in-between turn. We've got almost enough metal for all our mechs. 3 popularity is a nice encounter for Rusviet Engineering here. Could push them into a tier 2 game. They have to consider that strongly. But, oh, 2 popularity to build a structure. I did not expect that. I was going to say the 2 power and 1 popularity might be the way to go, because Rusviet Engineering struggles with power, especially if they don't get food off this first encounter. Get the power enlist. All right, let's start with the speed mech, just in case Nordic gets to us quickly. Gonna see Seaworthy here. By the way, I was wrong about the number of turns Nordic can get to the factory. If you go with this opening that Derp chose, you get your workers out slower, but you do get to the factory quicker. The mill here is an interesting choice. When they went with the building, I expected to see the mine, which lets you threaten more of the board quicker, especially our spot here. It would have been kind of scary, but breathing a sigh of relief that they didn't take it. Nordic with that early enlist has 2 combat cards, which is great for them. The Gawa moving out, grabbing their first upgrade, which is good for them. We'd like to be able to make another mech here and produce, but we've got to take an off turn. I think I want to trade for oil and the food. Because what that's going to enable me to do is have enough food on my first move action. I was worried about this. This could ruin my day very quickly, depending on what factory card he gets here. He's taken a while to pick. which could mean that everything is good, but more likely that nothing is particularly spectacular. The upgrade, the power. Oh, and he got the upgrade, 1 factory card and no more than 3 workers, I think. It's coming for me next turn. I'm glad to see he didn't get a mech factory card, because then he could artillery me the next turn. I think I just produce here. I'm tempted to put it there, but I think that's going to hand Nordic an easy fight, which is what he wants. I think I just drop it on this place, protect my resources, and hope for the best here. Gotta be submerged. See what Nordic does. I bet he takes this food or attacks. I could see either one. All right, here it comes. He leaves me alone. Oh my gosh, I'm breathing a sigh of relief here. I don't know why he laid off of me. Maybe his combat cards are bad, but he did. See what the score's at. Nordic in the lead, no surprise there. What did Nordic get off that encounter? $2 and a pop. Sitting at 3 right now. Nordic not going to be doing enlist manually in all likelihood, and Tagawa already having 2 out. I think the coin enlist and power may be the way to go. No one can hit me on the factory, which is good. All right, guys. Let's go get a card. Let's move a worker over here. Nothing spectacular. The upgrade and pop, I don't really have enough coins to make it work. You don't take this with the innovative because your deploys under your produce. You need the bottom row action. Not a ton of popularity, and honestly, don't know that I want this. I'm gonna take this, I think. Nordic has to 1v1 me at this point, 1v2 me at this point for this turn. So let's take coin. And let's take power. Then I'm going to take cards. Against my better judgment, I'm going to take cards. Gawa hasn't upgraded the enlist yet. It's going to be a little while. I need cards. Four and a 3. That's pretty good. I don't think Nordic bumps these workers. I mean, he might, but he had the chance to do it when there was food there and he didn't. I don't like with Tagawa already with 21 points, 14 coins. Okay, there's a combat. I didn't pay too dearly for it. I spent 2 cards. That's not too bad. Factory card does not make my game super fast, unfortunately. Nordic is going to be hunting me though. What did they do last turn? They did a regular move action so they can factory card to me. I don't like how this is going. I don't like that Tagawa's ahead with no bid. I don't like that Nordic's slowing down my ability to get out of the base. I'm glad I took combat cards here though. Let's see. Gawa's going to gain 2 popularity. That puts him at 4. Realistically, I guess suppose they could get to tier 2 now, which is terrifying. Gotta beat Nordic by 5. It's not happening so far. Rusviet by 1. Nordic by 5 to get 2nd place. Scary. The guy will place the trap. They have 2 oil on the ground. Are they just picking their upgrade? Is that what's happening? Our power situation's regrettable. We need a trade. Definitely want to upgrade the move. And I think the enlist. I have that 2 metal on the ground. Is so tempting. But I need to get my enlist. And I have this card so I can get 3 metal out. Some coins. In the lead. 3rd place after the bids. Nordic's not coming for me yet. I do have the factory though, but my score is a little inflated. I did not get the factory card I needed to make this a quick game. Alright, let's use this factory card. Hope for the best here. Take a metal, 2 food. Let's take an encounter that Nordic can't reach. In case we get resources off of it. Only encounter number 2. Take 2 food and 1 pop. And do we want to spend $2 for any 2 resources or shovel out some of that popularity for a worker? 3 metal. I don't think I'm getting to tier 2 realistically in this game. There's 1, 2 more encounters I can possibly reach if Nordic doesn't take this one or this one. Okay, Nordic's leaving us alone for now. That's good. Feel like I have to move here. Got 2 mechs. Problem is I don't really want to move. I have so many resources and I'm so vulnerable though. I really need the power off of this enlist. Forgot I hadn't taken the popularity bonus off my enlist. It might have been better to spend the $2. All honesty. I move there, my resources become threatened. These are pretty much where I want them. Let's spin these. These aren't vulnerable yet. Let's check 4. Not going great, guys. Space is now vulnerable to a 1v1 with Nordic, which in all likelihood I would not win. Although I don't think Nordic has got an enlist into popularity. Got 8 power. I don't think his cards are good though. Nordic would love that medal. So I'm going to spend it here and make him choose between these resources. That will put food here, and he can't take this food, so if he attacks me, I can always counterattack. Does he have artillery on the board yet? He does not. Game is going too slowly. I don't have enough bottom row actions. That's a star. The Gawa going to enlist. They can't. Nordic's not going to. I definitely want Riverwalk. Popularity is not a big deal right now. I only have 2 combat cards. Put it here. Give me a chance to spread those workers. Nordic's leaving me alone so far. It's a chance to move out on the board. Get another combat card. Should be paying more attention to what everyone else is doing, but I'm kind of focused. I think I gotta start spreading. One, two, three, four, five, 6. I need to put 5 here for my... I can pick up an objective this turn in my 3rd enlist. I really want Tagawa to start getting these last 2 enlists. Can't beat Nordic in a fight. I can't beat anyone in a fight. Nordic's gonna take this medal if I don't hide it. Go ahead and get this encounter. And... I don't need the pop. Should have been a pretty good point turn for me. Yeah. Had a Rusviet, had a Nordic right now. Lightly behind Tagawa. Nordic has so much power for industrial, it's downright scary. I don't know where I'm getting my other combat. Nordic can say bye to their popularity. We're gonna buy this combat 5. But you know, I may get something better than a 3. And I do, I get a 4, I think. That's the last encounter that I can reasonably reach. Nordic just took it, so. Nordic end next turn. I need 1 more enlist. Can't get it next turn. You just need 1 combat and 1 enlist. They can come in here and take my... come in and take my resources. I'm not sure what to do, guys. I'm in a bad spot. Is there anywhere I can go that he can't get to me, though? That's not going to do it. I'm coming through here. I'm up by 10 on Tagawa. He's not going to take the food, though. I don't think the game's over yet. I am going to be able to get my enlist, which is good news. Only up 8 on Tagawa, behind Rusviet. Rusviet just has 2 mechs, though. I think if Derp had taken my food, it would be over. He'd be ending this turn. And I don't think anyone could stop him. He missed it. He could have river walked to here and then come down here, fought me for that, won that combat and taken the grain. Next turn traded for 2 food and 1. Would have put me in 3rd or 4th too. 4th probably. All right. Go have Sutan? No. Could have ended this turn if I could have won a combat anywhere. I'm ahead of Rusviet. I'm ahead of Tagawa. I really wish the game could end right now. Everyone just has too much power. What's the game plan, guys? Why are you king making, derp? Are we suiciding for the win? Did we get second? Gotta run the math here. Yes, we got second. That's our ticket. That's our ticket to the finals. Oh, GG, guys. GG.